welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. I'm your host, Willie Bragg. I hope everybody's doing well today. I would like to start off by saying this. During the Trump era, I need to point to the fact that that the Biden era is obviously over, and during the Biden era, while I did quote unquote beat up on Republicans, I did a fair share of beating up on Democrats because they failed to deliver the goods. It was what I predicted what the Biden presidency was going to bring. Another era of neoliberalism, another era of Republican light or Reagan adjacent politics. I call the Biden presidency the 11th term of Ronald Reagan. Now, Trump is president. We're now in the 12th term of Ronald Reagan. While I'm obviously going to be criticizing Trump when he fucks up, which I expect is going to be plenty, I want to make it clear that if he accidentally do something positive, or even if he on purpose do something positive, I will call him out in a positive way. I am in no way, shape, or form wanting to form an alliance with a pink pussy hat wearing liberal resistance, because I find them atrocious and right-wing in their own way. Having that said, this does not mean that I'm going to just keep quiet when Trump fucks up. And so I'm not a contrarian. I'm just consistent, and I want to make that clear from the get-go. So and sometimes I will, by accident, end up unintentionally defending people that I really don't want to defend, out of self-preservation. And so that's what it comes down to. And I'm going to have to, I'm in a position where I'm being forced to defend Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, not because I'm a simp, nor is it because I am in any way even a critical supporter. I'm not. I mean, at one time I was a simp for AOC. At one time, I would say from 2018 to about the time of Force the Vote. Then when Force the Vote came along and she didn't go along with it, I became basically from a big time cheerleader of AOC to critical support. And then when the rail worker strike was busted because of one of her vote, not just her vote, but she voted to bust the rail worker strike back in 2022. I think it was in October 2022. I'm just like, this is, not even as an MP in Great Britain did Tony Blair sell out that fast. That's how sorry she became in my eyes. That you became worse on a quicker pace in the United States than Tony Blair did as an MP in the UK in the British Parliament. That's pretty damn bad. And that's where I stand with AOC. Now, when the right wing do these kooky, stupid attacks on AOC, claiming that just because she nominally support Palestinian rights, and they try to make her out to be an anti-Semite, I'll go and be like, no, y'all go fuck yourselves about that bullshit, okay? Or or they go around and accusing her of wanting to turn the United States into Cambodia under Pol Pot. Go fuck yourselves, AOC is not for any of that, okay? That's like that. That'd be like saying I don't know. That'll be like saying I'm trying to think of what could pass for a centrist. Adam Kinzinger, or whatever his name is, from Illinois, the Republican congressman. That'd be like saying he's a Nazi. Okay, so that's how ridiculous this shit can be. So I'm not contrarian, but but what I am guilty of charges of being consistent. So and I believe in being consistent. And so I saw this on Twitter yesterday from and some of y'all know her on Twitter, and that's Jackie. And Jackie's cool, by the way. If you don't know who she is, I could put down her Twitter handle. I don't think she would mind. Follow her because she always got great things to say. I don't know why she doesn't go into bread to online leftism, like doing a YouTube show. I think she should. I like and respect Jackie a lot. I wish she would consider it. But anyway, I like what she had to say because she caught this from first, before I show you this, I'll show you this right here. She got this from Tucker Carlson News, basically, and what I'll do is I'll go back to her little commentary on that. So let me go to the actual posting on Twitter from Tucker Carlson News. Give me a quick moment here, and I'll tell you what it initially said, because the way Twitter works, Okay, no. That's not what we're supposed to. Oh, maybe that is it. Okay, all right, maybe that's it. Is this it? This can't be it. I think no, where did it go? Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'll go back to the posting there. Well, I'll tell you what she said at first. Okay, so let's go back to that Twitter. I had it set up for what came out of Twitter, Tucker Carlson News. But she said this here. I think AOC is garbage, but this is dumb as it gets. She was born in New York City, in the Bronx. Where exactly are you deporting her to? Quote unquote, deporting her to. And this came out of Tucker Carlson News, basically saying, breaking. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is calling for disgraced Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to be expelled from Congress, denaturalized, and deported. Do you support this? A or B? So I want to talk about this because I have a lot to say about it. Maybe I have some things to say about this. And what I have to say about this is this. I agree with Jackie. And I don't mean like she's literally trash, but AOC is garbage in the sense that she's a sellout. And I can't consider AOC an ally. If Ron DeSantis said this about the most awful person in Congress on the Democratic side, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I would have to be forced to defend her too. And nobody hates Debbie Wasserman Schultz more than I do. Maybe Jen Perlman and Peter Hager might hate her more than I do. You'll have to talk to them about it. But I despise Debbie Wasserman Schultz for everything she stands for. But here's the thing. What crime did AOC commit? What crime did she commit in the eyes of Ron DeSantis, in the eyes of the MAGA movement, in the eyes of Donald Trump? What crime did she commit? What, did she have a different opinion? Oh, I know what it is. The fact that she says she wouldn't go to the inauguration because of a certain allegation that was made against Trump. I will not repeat it because I do not want a lawsuit. But she basically said that that she will not attend his inauguration because she doesn't want to go to a president that's been accused of something that he's been accused of. And here's the thing, that is her right to not want to go to the inauguration for that reason or for any other reason. But they had this attitude of, how dare you go and criticize our president? Look how these people talked about, again, fuck Joe Biden. I hated Joe Biden. I was the let's go Brandon from the left guy, okay? I will make that clear. I did not vote for Joe Biden. And contrary to Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden is not my good friend. But here's the thing. A lot of them were not particularly gracious losers either in the 2020 election. In fact, whatever we may think of insurrectionists, I don't think that they were the threat to national security the way that the shit libs and the establishment Democrats and the liberal intelligentsia thinks that the January 6th insurrectionists were. I do not think that they were heroes the way that the right, some factions of the right think that they were heroes and all that. I also do not think that it was Antifa and Black Lives Matter infiltrating the MAGA movement at the Stop the Steal rally just to make Trump supporters over there to look bad. They don't need any help in being made to look bad, okay? They are doing a great job on looking bad amongst themselves. I think that Donald Trump basically pardoning them, giving them a pardon, like a blank slate. The top people that handled it should have been prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The people that were there, they just ended up wanting to go and get it out of their system, go and fuck Joe Biden, blah, blah, blah. And their plans was to go back home. They got caught up in the moment and they followed the crowd into the halls of Congress, what became the insurrection. They were just following the crowd. I would say nothing more than a misdemeanor for some of them. I sort of take a middle view on this, as much as a middle view can be made. And that's because I'm a consistent person, that's where I stand on this. But for those that were plotting at the very top, yeah, throw the book at them in the strongest sense of the term. But for those that were just kind of there, they just couldn't help that they were there and what have you. It is what it is. I wouldn't say give them the key to the city and tell them you did good, but I certainly wouldn't pardon them either. I would just go and just misdemeanor, so a fine for what they did, because they were guilty of being dumbasses. I have no respect for these people. I just wanted to go make that clear. And I was going somewhere with this. But these people, this is how they behave. That's my point. The other side, this is how they behave. They behave like they were entitled. So entitled that they had to go make this really stupid, lame-ass diet coup attempt. A joke shot version of trying to do an insurrection. I still think it's funny. I'm kind of mad too at the same time because, people were talking about universal health care, and this was a way for some Democrats to kind of slide their way out of that subject. Remember, a lot of us were talking about force to vote at the time, and force to vote took the back seat because those motherfuckers, what they did. So I'm kind of mad at the January 6th insurrectionists for doing this. Yeah, yes. Thank you, Cisco. It was basically the great value of coups. That's basically what it was. If anything, they deserve to be laughed at for what they did. And I mean, in a way that's not positive or affectionate, but laughed at because they're dumbasses. But here's the thing: to go to have that with these top people on top, like Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, all those fuckers getting involved with this shit, because they were involved with this shit. Yes, they were. They should have been kicked out of Congress. Marjorie Taylor Greene should not be serving in Congress. She shouldn't be. And she's gotten more and more powerful over the years. Now, I know it's low-hanging fruit to go after Marjorie Taylor Greene because we know what a buffoon she is. But she's getting to be more powerful all the time. Somebody who does not deserve to be anywhere even close to the clutches of power. And so she's been normalized. She's being slowly more normalized. and it's really disconcerting. But what crime did AOC commit? She basically doesn't like Donald Trump, and apparently to some that's a crime. So, okay, she should be again. What did he say? Um, Expelled from Congress. What, the thought crime of not supporting your dear leader, Ron DeSantis? What, denaturalized? I hate to break it to you, but you can't denaturalize somebody that's already an American citizen and deport it. Deport it where? To the Bronx? Because that's where she was born in New York City. And even she wanted to take her back to where her parents came from, Puerto Rico. It is a U.S. territory, which means that she is still a naturalized citizen. She is an American citizen, no matter how you slice it and dice it, no matter how much you wish she wasn't. And here's a little basic civic lessons for you, Ron DeSantis. She's an American citizen. Puerto Rico was granted partial independence in 1952. And they became a U.S. territory instead of a U.S. colony, but they were still granted U.S. citizenship, and that's how it is. It operates pretty much like a U.S. state, except they can't vote in presidential elections. And Angel Rivera and I were talking about this last week on our show, among other things regarding federal aid to Puerto Rico, disaster relief, that sort of thing, and history and of the independence movement and all of that. AOC cannot be deported. And she's just as American as you are, Ron. What? Because her complexion's a little bit more olive skinned than yours? You're saying she's the other? Is that what you're saying? Because one could draw conclusions about that. This sort of thought crime of deporting people who what? I thought you people were against cancel culture. I thought Ron DeSantis I thought your state was where woke was to die. But I guess when it's liberal woke, it dies. But when it's right-wing woke, and when it's conservative woke, and when it's Republican Party adjacent woke, it's okay. Is that what you're saying? And is that what you want for the MAGA movement in the entire country? You're far worse than William Buckley, who wrote the book God, Man, and Yale in 1953, where he was arguing for conservatism, Christianity, and capitalism as a political orthodoxy. Because I don't think that still don't think that William Buckley wanted to. I don't think he would have wanted to carry it as far as what you're wanting to carry it or what Donald Trump is wanting to carry it. And I'm not a fan of William Buckley. Not. But that's where the Republican Party and that's where the right wing has gone. Now, I make fun of some of the goofiness that takes place on the liberal left when it comes to woke or SJW culture, like saying you can't celebrate Halloween because it's apparently racist to dress up in some ethnic costumes, which I don't think the intention was to necessarily make fun. But I think that people, again, I don't think that's the majority of the people that is their intention. I don't think that, dressing up as a Native American or an Arab or what have you is any more offensive than dressing up as a Catholic nun married to a Catholic priest in some of these costumes. Like a pregnant nun married to a Catholic priest is just no more offensive than that. But, but here's the thing. Whereas it was ridiculous 10 years ago to go lose your shit over watching a video game with a young lady with nice breasts and a nice ass in a video game saying, oh, well, that's sexist. And then while you're correctly calling it out on that 10 years ago, then lose your shit when the mermaid, a couple of years ago, the Disney movie, The Mermaid, because she was black and that's somehow society coming to collapse. That's ridiculous. That's right wing woke. Or what was the other one that they were getting mad that the Cat in the Hat changed some aspect of the content on the book because the people that owned the family that owns the rights to the publishing rights wanted to go and make it a little more not as racially insensitive, and that was their decision. There was nobody from the top telling them you got to go and change the content or you're an alt-right piece of shit. Nobody was doing that. That was a decision they made on their own. And I don't think anybody was really thinking about the Cat in the Hat one way or the other. They weren't. But my point is this, that the political correctness is a two-way street. And we need to call out on the right when they practice this shit. Because there's a lot of normies in the middle in this country. A lot of normies, a lot of people, they're not necessarily bad people, but they think for some reason that liberals and leftists are the only people. I know I don't like to throw the word liberal in there because I don't necessarily think liberals are our allies, but anything that's not conservative, I'll put it that way. They think anything that's not adjacent to the center right is and anything that's left of center is considered bad, evil. There's a constant punching to the left in our society. A constant punching to the left of our society. I mean, Chase Miller, I should have put his thing up here today. It would have been really relevant now that I think about it. He put up a tweet today about how Kamala Harris ran a right-wing campaign, which is something I agree with. She did run a right-wing campaign. But somehow the left will get blamed for a right-wing campaign when you basically had Kamala Harris, figuratively speaking, giving Dick Cheney a blowjob, and while saying to Bernie Sanders and people like him, whatever we think of Bernie Sanders, my point is this: the public perception of normies is that Bernie Sanders is the far left, when he, and he's really not. But they think that even Kamala Harris thinks he's too far left. So she was just like, oh, ew, thanks, but no thanks. But, oh, Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney supports me. Oh, I'm so honored. Nothing offended me in the 2024 campaign, run the Kamala Harris campaign, than that the Dick and Liz Cheney endorsement. Nothing offended me more than that endorsement. Maybe the only thing that's more offensive is giving the green light to genocide in Gaza. Actually, that is worse. But that's probably why Dick and Liz Cheney endorsed Kamala Harris, because they were like, well, they believe she's sincere that she supports genocide. Holocaust Harris, Genocide Joe. So there you have it right there. So, but the point I'm trying to make is kicking people out of the country because you don't like their political opinions fucking sucks. And Ron DeSantis can fuck off. MAGA can fuck off. All of them can fuck off for that. We need to call them out on their political correctness, their right-wing political correctness. To have Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin talking about free speech and all of that. And actually, I'll tell you what. Thank you to myself for remembering this, because there is a Turncoat Don video that's worth playing because that relates to that. And let me find that video real quick, because that relates to that very point right there. So Turncoat Don, where oh, okay, I misspelled turncoat. Okay. All right. Let me find it. He didn't make it that far long ago. About a year ago he made it. So let's see if we can find it and I will share it with you. shouldn't be. I shouldn't have to scroll back that far back if I can find it, because there's Dave Rubin or Ben Shapiro. Let's see. We'll do Ben Shapiro because it happens to Dave Rubin, but Ben Shapiro is such an insufferable piece of shit that it's just great seeing this video. So here we go.
You know, we've been seeing these massive marches all over the United States in favor of Hamas. If that doesn't scare the hell out of Jews, I'm not sure exactly what will. These campuses, which are supposed places of safety and openness and diversity, well, when it comes to Jewish students feeling, just a little threatened by people who are now defending mass murder of Jews, and then, of course, there's nothing to be done. Are these people who are marching in favor of Hamas that you would want working for your company? On campuses across the nation, Jews have been surrounded. Jews are being threatened all over the world, but we got to make sure that the people who join the threats, those are the people who are protected. If they are not citizens and they support Hamas, they should be deported. These folks don't think like you. They don't think like you. In the United Kingdom, Jewish students are now afraid to go to class. I know. You are in your dorm and you're ensconced there and you feel so comfortable with all your friends who tell you that you're just a great person and all your beliefs are exactly right. The last thing you want is somebody invading your campus and saying things that you disagree with, because that's just tyrannical and awful. You shouldn't have to feel like you're wrong ever. You should always feel like you're right. Well, toughen up, sweetheart. Bottom line is that it's time for you to learn that there are lots of differing opinions. The discussion is good for you. It makes your views stronger. It makes your views more durable. It is that exchange of ideas that actually makes an intellectual community worth having. If you're not willing to engage in that intellectual community, you're in the wrong place. If you want a safe space, we can find a padded cell for you somewhere. If you want life to just be a giant teddy bear, go back to being a child. But if you want to be an adult in the United States of America, you're going to have to deal with the fact that there are people who disagree, and that's a good thing to discuss. There are only one group of people that want safe spaces so that they never have to hear from anybody of a different ideology or political persuasion. Those people are called fascists. Okay, and you've got a bunch of fascists, damn fascists on this campus who are trying to shut down political debate and trying to cloister themselves in this little cocoon of stupidity so they don't have to debate anyone or think about issues outside their kin so they can feel comfortable. Guess what? Life isn't about feeling comfortable. Life is about bettering yourself. Get off your ass, you stupid pansies. You got knocked the fuck out, man.
You're gonna cry in the car.
Okay, I'm gonna play something else. Still Turncoat Don, because I think I'm also gonna play this one here.
And of course, as I always say and will continue to say, you have every right to protest and use your speech to counter someone else's speech. This is why I talk so much about self-censorship and the chill effect around free speech. What's being stolen from these college students is the ability to learn how to think about complex issues while in university so that they can be equipped to engage with a diverse set of ideas in the real world. And that diversity of thought, is far more important than diversity of immutable characteristics, be it race, religion, or sexuality. Last week, I spoke at the University of Arizona with my friend and former guest, Michael Shermer. It turned out that there was a trans Holocaust denier in the crowd. Not only did we not silence her, but we opened up the floor for her to ask us the first question when we did the Q&A. The students in the room didn't attack her or kick her out despite her abhorrent beliefs. It was actually a beautiful moment which shows why free speech is so important. We exercised our right to talk openly at a public event which anyone was welcome to join. She then shared her ideas, which then we countered with better ideas. We put our principles of free expression to the test. This open discussion with a wide array of opinions is how you expand knowledge and figure out what you believe. not by silencing, shaming, and defaming your ideological opponent. Right or left, Democrat or Republican, male or female, gay or straight, every single issue starts with our ability to discuss it and figure out what we believe. If we can unite against the forces that'll silence us, we may find allies in places we never thought we would.
Oh, my neck!
Damn! You're gonna cry in the car.
He didn't exactly cry in the car, but he blocked me. I'm referring to Dave Rubin. He blocked me because I kept on asking him a question one morning. I kept on asking him. You said that the left don't want to debate you, but I found out that the left wanted to debate you. And some of these names we can all have a disagreement with, but Sam Cedar said he wanted to debate debate Dave Rubin. I have my opinion some Sam Cedar these days, but he said he was a bad faith actor at some TP USA conference years ago. He wouldn't answer it when I asked him that question. I said David Pakman said the same thing. He wouldn't answer it. I said Kyle Kalinske said the same thing, and other people on the left have said they would debate Dave Rubin. He would not answer it. So I kept on asking like about 50 times. He blocked me. So yeah, I kept on. I just copy and paste and just made damn sure that he knew I was asking him this question. And I'm not going to be ignored, And motherfucker blocked me. And and it proves what I said. I mean, he's the one that's being the pussy, not wanting to debate the left. You can't say the left won't debate me, and when the left says, "Hey, I'll debate you," no, we don't mean you. We don't mean you. And then say, "Well, the left don't want to debate me." What they want is some wishy-washy Democrat hack that doesn't stand for anything that they can use as a doormat and say, "Hey, we won!" And be alpha. Fuck them. Fuck these people. The Dave Rubin of 2016 was presumably still on the left before he took that grift. And like Cisco said, that grift that he took, Ben Shapiro is better at it. And which I would say that's true in that regard. But here's the thing. These people will be cheerleading. Dave Rubin and Ben Shapiro were Ron DeSantis supporters in the primaries. And, so, I know that they don't support free speech because Ron DeSantis doesn't support free speech. And Donald Trump doesn't support free speech. And I don't know why people support Donald Trump in the name of opposing censorship. Oh, well, we know all day long that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are anti-free speech. We know that. We know these things. But, I just don't know why that the right gets away with they're free speech warriors when they're not. And when they're caught at it, nobody says anything. And I just want to tear out what little hair I have left on my head. So anyway, let me talk to everyone here on the chat line, and I'll talk to everybody about what's up. Max RJ says here, true power comes from within. It doesn't come from cheating or hurting somebody you cannot buy or sell. It's true power. It's a gift of love. When you receive it, you will know. Okay. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. Jimi Hendrix. Good words. Cisco says here, AOC should be removed from Congress, but so should every single other Congress person, not naturalized or deported. That's fucking stupid. But that's a consistent statement right there, 100%. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, all right. I'm thinking over here. All right. In a way, They were right to look what happened with Hunter Biden's laptop. If it wasn't revealed until afterwards, that Biden probably would have lost the election if it was known what was happening. Yeah, it was bullshit that they hid the Hunter Biden laptop story. So, let's see. And I know the context of what you mean, not for the same reason. So I understand that, but I agree with Ron DeSantis on one thing, expelling AOC. I presume it's not for the same reason, though. So conservative woke, good, liberal woke bad. That's all we need to know. And that's basically what it comes down to. Sam Cedar is king. How are you doing today? You're making a lot of sense, Willie Braggs, but do you think AOC is your enemy? Well, when she doesn't talk about fighting for single payer healthcare anymore, that kind of makes her my enemy. You know, when she votes for money to go to indirectly, because I'm not going to say she's for Ukrainian Nazis. I think that would be too fucked up to say that, but still, you vote for funding and the funding goes to Ukrainian Nazis. It's Ukrainian Nazis getting it. That's fucked up. So, that's a terrible thing to see happening. Let's see. And I'm not a partisan hack. I understand that the aid to Ukraine is gone right now. No more money goes to the Ukraine is what I'm hearing from Donald Trump. Stop clock gets the right time twice a day. Good Donald Trump on that one. I'm sure he'll piss me off on something else. Give it time. Give it 5 minutes. The Ron DeSantis costumes are funny, though. I know those cowboy boots that he wears is ridiculous. Let's see. Yes, she's my enemy. She wouldn't fight to get any of us health care during the pandemic. Then gaslit me and tried to believe that it was a bad time to make any attempt. Yeah, and here's the thing. Brianna Joy Gray said Brianna Joy Gray basically said that the only reason she was always been a passionate supporter of forced vote, that the only reason she didn't kind of jump down AOC's throat in the way that Jimmy Dore did is maybe she had a little inside information in Congress that people outside were not aware of. And that was kind of my position, which is why for a while I went from enthusiastic to critical support. But then, then there was a few other things, the funding to the Ukraine, busting the rail workers, that sort of thing. And some money going to corporate Democrats, her relationship with the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, something along those lines, which I thought that was a little on the fucked up side right there. So, her not really getting involved in progressive primaries the way she was planning to. So, that was it was just something that I was just getting more and more angry over. And as I said, she was just pissing me off all the time. She literally gives a lot of speeches, then bills on anything that requires a fight. Pretty much. She'll even vote for a bill that she says that she's against. I've seen her do that multiple times. And that's also terrible. Let's see. All right. Let's see. She went from she went to bring the ruckus to, okay, we need to step back and look at the bigger picture. She literally admitted this recently. So what good is she? Well, here's where I don't think she's stupid, but I'll tell you one example of her stupidity was forced to vote. I'm no fan of Matt Gaetz, but Matt Gaetz looked at the Democrats fighting over forced to vote, the squad. And he probably watched some of these online left shows, and he was thinking to himself, you know what? Republicans ever take over again, I might use this tactic. And he did against Kevin McCarthy. He turned Kevin McCarthy into his little bitch. And I don't like Matt Gaetz, but I respect him because he took a tactic that the left should have been using and used it for himself, and it worked. And AOC still said she was glad that she acknowledged that was what he used, the force of vote, and she's still glad that he didn't use it. Because, I mean, thinking about it, I was like, yeah, AOC, terrible that you didn't use it, because what would have happened? We would have gotten health care out of this, right? I'm not saying we would have gotten Medicare for all out of this. This is what I think would have happened if they would have threatened Nancy Pelosi with force of vote. Nancy Pelosi would have been like, oh, shit. Let me go negotiate with these folks. She would have said, we'll fight for a public option, or we'll fight to get drug prices down. We'll have we'll negotiate, have the government negotiate to lower drug prices. And I think that they would have gone along with it. And it would be far less than what I would ever want, but it would be something if we were to have a public option out of this. I prefer full-blown socialized medicine like there's no tomorrow. But it would have been something, we could have gotten something like a public option out of this, or something like lower prescription drug prices. We didn't even get that. We didn't get no minimum wage. We got no Build Back Better. Now, fuck this Inflation Reduction Act. It didn't do shit. No. We need, or the infrastructure bill. We need it. We need it at a minimum to Build Back Better as it was originally planned, because that would have been the biggest. That would have been the biggest domestic program since the New Deal and Great Society to help American working families in this country. We needed it, and we never gotten it. So, and I just talk about the parliamentarian or voting harder. No, this is more reasons why we need to go and form a third party. AOC's purpose is to herd the left-leaning people to the Democrats. I think that she meant well initially, but she got bought and paid for like everybody else and became part of the problem. She's part of the problem now. Let's see. MAGA can eat a showed of good day, but yeah, fuck them. Yeah, I'm no fan of MAGA, but they did things that I would love for the left to do, and that is to make the powerful that's supposed to be on our side uncomfortable. That's what they did on their side. I saw a great Snoop Dogg video today where he called people who would play Trump Sambos and sell out 4 years ago. Zip today, when he played for Trump, it's all about the money. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And that's what it is at the end of the day. According to Google, Trump is a moron when he surpasses the idiotic nature. I've always said that Trump was stupid. He got some street smarts about him, or instincts, but intellectually, I mean, a potato has more intellect than Donald Trump. Great stream tonight. Thank you, Commissary Kate. Let's see. This is funny. Just because but it just shows how guys like this are just here for the money and have zero intellectual honesty in what they say and believe. Yep. Shapiro is a two-face. Yes, he is. I was literally I was literally going to say he's just like Ray Dubin. And yep. Yes, he is. Both of these assholes have the same grift, but Ben is better at it. Yep, that's true. Yeah. So let's see what else we have here. All right. Except for Jordan. Everyone from TYT is fucking trash. Jordan is no longer with TYT. He parted ways with TYT. I guess maybe about 2016 or so. Or yeah, he's been on his own for a while. Let's see. And that brings me to the next question. What happens to all the shit libs that are currently affiliated with TYT when they go full-blown MAGA? That's what I like to know, because they're quickly headed in Dave Rubin's territory right now. So, yeah, and let's see here. We have, I'm just checking here. All right. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that he left before Jimmy Dore left TYT. My understanding is that Jimmy Dore left in TYT, I guess, in 2019, something like that. And yeah, so yeah, I don't even pretend to be interested in anything TYT has to say anymore. I mean, just the only program on TYT that I could listen to halfway, and I wish he'd be more independent. I could listen to a little bit of Farron Cousins. I just wish he wouldn't be so partisan with the Democrats, but he's got a dry humor about him, which is he's pretty damn funny. So I do like to listen to Farron Balance. I will listen to him occasionally, but he can be a little too much in Democratic Party tribal team too much for my taste. So there we have it. So anyway, I guess that'll be it for me tonight. I'll be back for sure Wednesday night, and I'll be back for sure Thursday night. I may do a video tomorrow night on Tuesday. I'm not sure just yet, but if I, you'll see the announcement if I am going to be here tomorrow night. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Yeah, he can be funny occasionally. He's when he goes after Marjorie Taylor Greene, it's pretty damn funny. So anyway, what I was going to say, if you like what you heard, please press like and comment. Comment any way you disagree with what I have to say. Feel free to share the contents on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we're all the muckrakers of our time. Just like Chuck's UFO Intergalactic UFO show says, muckrake away. Subscribe to the Willie Bragg Show on all my platforms, and remember to reject corporate media. Free and pardon Ed Snowden. Pardon Julian Assange. Free Palestine. Free healthcare all for all. Preserve absolute freedom of speech, and remember, most importantly, fuck Elon Musk. Y'all take care. I will see y'all very soon. Bye-bye.